One of the recurring themes in the messages that I get from other photographers is about their struggle to find time to do photography on a daily basis. Today we are all so busy all the time. It's the busyness era. This is a topic I'm deeply interested in. Recently I read a book, Make Time, and in this video I will be sharing some of the key points from that book along with some of my own, all of them apply to photography, of course. We're gonna talk about why we are so busy nowadays, why we need to make time for photography, the highlight of the day, some tips about how to make time for photography in this case, and then we'll wrap everything up at the end. The book introduces two concepts, the busy bandwagon and the infinity pools. The default today is to be always busy. There is always something to do, endless tasks. And when we are done with one, there is another one right around the corner waiting. And then there are the sources of endless entertainment or endless distraction. Think the news, Netflix, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you name it. It's basically anything that will give us something new every time we open the app, refresh the feed, or turn on the TV. Basically, we spend our days reacting to the calendar, to the email, to anything new that we find on the internet. While we do more and more, that doesn't mean that we actually get to do the work that is most important to us. We accomplish a lot of small tasks that makes us feel like we are busy and accomplishing things, but actually the work that is most meaningful to us never gets done, like photography. Photography is important. I'm not saying this as a photographer who is trying to make a living with photography, but I think that photography is important to everyone because humans need to create something, and photography happens to be one of the most accessible art forms out there. I think that taking photos is good for your health, and anyone can do it. I always tell you to carry a camera with you, and that is the simplest, fastest, and best way to make time for photography, because every second on your day, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you are, could be a good moment to make an image. But depending on your lifestyle, that might not give you enough opportunities. If you drive to work and you sit on the same chair day after day and then you just drive back home, you're not gonna get exposed to a lot of different stuff. We need to put ourselves in different places under different conditions. I'm gonna give you a few tips about how we can accomplish this and make some time for photography. The authors of the book talk about something called the highlight of the day, and that is something that we are going to be intentional about. It's what matters the most to us on a given day. In this case, we are going to make photography the highlight of our day. We're going to try to accomplish that on a daily basis, but it could be anything. It could be cooking dinner, it could be exercise a little bit more, it could be spend more times with your kids or your significant other, it could be just bringing your dog to a new dog park. Whatever it is, let's make time to do it. And you might be wondering, photography daily? Really? Yes. It is my belief that photography is something that we should do daily. Some might prefer to go on the occasional trip to an exotic location a few times a year, and that is totally fine. I do it too, but then they forget about photography for weeks or even months. Turns out that what we do every day matters much more than what we do once in a while. Make Time, the book, offers plenty of tips to avoid distractions and to be more focused on the work that matters to us. I will be highlighting some of them, the ones that I personally use, and I will be adding a few more of my own. I don't watch TV. There is nothing intentional about it. Even when we choose what to watch, we don't get to choose when we watch it. At least when we are streaming content from the internet, we get to choose when. I try not to follow the news, and I'll admit that I fail at this pretty often, but I try to stay away from the newest breaking news, and if something big happens, it will get to you no matter what, and for everything else, I just prefer to catch up on the weekend, on Saturday or Sunday morning. I batch the little stuff, for example, replying to messages. I don't do it right away. I go through my email inbox, through my Instagram messages, Twitter messages, 2 or 3 times a week, and I get it done in one session a day instead of spreading that work all over the day. I just say no. Sometimes I say no to low priority obligations. I wake up early. Even back when I had a 9-to-5 job, I was able to sneak some photography for work, even long hikes before heading to the office for a meeting. You can shoot for sunsets if that works better for you. I design my day. This helps me a lot. Every morning right after waking up, I plan my day out roughly, and this helps a lot because I'm not thinking about what to do next. I'm focused instead on how to do it. Avoid distractions in the field. This is very embarrassing, but I found myself in stunning places surrounded by beautiful nature with a magnificent sunrise happening in front of me, and I'm just glued to my phone's screen. Smartphones are great tools, but they are also the most distracting devices we've ever created. Keeping them under control is something that you must do in order to focus on your photography. I'll be making a video about how I set up my phone as a useful tool for photography and not as a distraction, but for now I'll just mention the obvious things: uninstall apps and disable notifications. I use standalone cameras. As I said, phones are huge distractions, and while there is nothing wrong with them, and actually they are pretty good cameras nowadays, I rather use a device that is designed to do just one thing, and is to take photos, because that helps me stay focused on doing that, taking photos. Don't watch or read reviews about camera gear unless you are in the market for a new camera or lens. This is something that I personally struggle with a lot because it's really easy to just play that 10-minute video about the newest camera or the newest lens. And it's not that we are wasting 10 minutes because we might get useful information from those videos actually, but it's about the distraction that creates afterwards. I don't know about you, but very often that makes me believe that my camera or my lenses or whatever are just not good enough and I need something new. It's a very bad cycle that leads to nowhere, and the only way to break it is to just stop watching or reading any reviews about camera gear. Embrace doing nothing, just being bored. On my walks, sometimes I'll listen to podcasts or audiobooks, but many times I'll just leave the headphones behind and I walk for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and the only thing that I might do during that time is to make an image here or there. It does get boring very often, but this is very good for our brains because we are letting our minds wander a little bit. Make your family part of it. If you have responsibilities at home like kids, or you want to spend more time with your significant other, make them part of your photography process. I rather shoot alone, I'm more focused that way, but I've made plenty of images in the company of others. I got fit. The more energy you have, the easier it is to remain focused and to avoid distractions. If you are physically fit, it's less likely that you're gonna crash on the couch after work, and it's more likely that you'll grab your camera and just go for a walk to the park. And you don't have to join a gym or do anything fancy. Just little walks, 10 minutes, 20 minutes every day around your neighborhood is more than enough. You could do it during lunch at work or walk to work if you can. Walk to the grocery store, don't take the elevator. If you go somewhere by car, just try to park farther so you have to walk a little bit more. All of these little things add up in the end. I personally do all of these little things. I try to walk a few miles every day, and I do some body weight exercises at home as well. I can definitely tell you that I have much more energy when I'm out there taking photos, and that makes you more likely to be inspired. Lastly, eat food, not too much, and mostly plants. Nutrition plays a key role in our health, and we need to take care of our bodies in order to become better photographers, not only because we're gonna have more energy, but also because likely we're gonna live a little bit longer, and that gives us even more time to make more images. I'll be making a video about nutrition and exercise for photographers soon, but yeah, just try to eat healthy. Alright, so let's wrap everything up. What I'm trying to say in this video is seek small changes that will put you back in control. Remove a few distractions, try to get a little bit more fit physically and mentally, so you can focus more on what matters the most to you, to us, in this case, photography. And please don't take it as yet one more thing to add to your already busy days. This is about finding a better balance. As I mentioned many times, I believe that photography is very healthy and is very good for you. So adding a little bit of photography to your day hopefully will make it a little bit more enjoyable. I find photography to be extremely relaxing, almost like meditation. It's a me time where I don't have to think about anything but just create something. It's the landscape, the camera, and me. It's a time to enjoy. And there should always be a way to make time for the things that bring us joy. To finish, I'd like to share this quote that I absolutely love and let it guide your photography. Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive, and then go do that. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. I'd like to hear what you think about this, so please leave a comment down below with your thoughts. And if this video was in any way helpful, please leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing to this channel. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.